Well, today it took a long time, Biff.
It's that anticipation. Are we going live or are we not?
Exactly.
Hello, Susie.
Hello.
So, adventures. Who would like to adventure into the animal kingdom in the most incredible depth and breadth and infinite possibilities kind of way? Susie, would you like to go on adventure into the animal kingdom?
Absolutely would I do that.
I'm like, why wouldn't you? If you enjoy
Exactly.
animals, if you enjoy nature, if you enjoy the earth, if you enjoy living and engaging, and if you're curious about infinite possibilities, why wouldn't you come on an adventure with Susie and I? Seriously.
Exactly. And, to me also, I mean, many, many, many years ago, I did this whole series also by myself. And I started listening to some of it and I was like, oh my God, this is going to be so much better with the two of us.
And I love your generosity, Susie, just to bring me along. I'm always up for an adventure anytime. And if it includes animals, I'm doubly up for an adventure. So thank you for creating this with me. It's been an amazing journey of creating this too. So we have 12 months ahead of us where each month we're going to be doing a topic. So each month has a different topic, and we're going to be doing 3 telecalls per topic. So basically it's from woe to grow, from the moment of what animal would work for our family. You know, if you're looking to get a pet or include animals in your life more, or introduce another family, furry or feathered family member, that will be our first month's topic. So it's very interactive. You get to ask questions. Susie and I are there to help facilitate, give some amazing tools, and create greater possibilities for whatever your journey is ahead of you. So each month is different. You can either join for the entire 12-month series and you get a discount, or you can pick and choose each individual month. So some of the months might not be of interest to you, but some of them it's like, oh, how do my animals make me more money? What? I thought animals cost me money. So that's my quick synopsis of the next 12 months.
I love it. I think you did great. So, I don't even know what to say besides that. In a way too, I really love that we're doing 3 hours per topic because, you might think, oh, what is there to talk about? But then it's so interesting because of course it's a Zoom. So it's not like this where you cannot interact with us, but it's a Zoom. So your questions are welcome. And oftentimes your questions may not be exactly on topic, but somehow still relevant regardless. And so, to me, it's always also really cool to have you guys' input, your questions, your energetic contribution. And then, of course, what I love about this idea with Zoom is that your animals get to be included. So you can sit at home with your cat, with your dog, with your bird, even with your horse. We've had that too, where people would go into the stable and have their horse be part of the call. Now, that really creates yet another layer of interest and another layer of energy and energetic contribution, because the animals oftentimes are actually the ones that are inspiring our conversations to begin with, because as people, we have all these ideas what it means to live with an animal, to train an animal, to house an animal properly, to feed an animal properly. But then we forget sometimes to actually ask the animal, what works for your body, what works for you. And not all animals are the same. And although we, of course, believe that we are the best pet owners, always, right? And only us can do it right. There are situations where maybe we forget to really look at it from the viewpoint of our animals. And so that add-on to me also is a great expansion of this entire adventure that we're going to be on.
Yeah, and that's a beautiful point, Susie, because 2 things. If you've got an animal or a pet or a herd even, and you're having issues, or there's something that you don't quite know how to work through, or, your usual methods or somebody else's methods aren't working, there's the energetic component that we often forget about or don't even have the awareness of. And so very much what Susie and I include are the tools of access consciousness and talk to the animals, which are the most amazing tools and processes to actually expand your awareness, your repertoire with communicating with animals and communicating with energy. So you start to perceive and receive different, I don't know, realms of communication, I guess, and realms of possibilities with your animals and yourself. Because the thing I love about animals is they're constantly designed to contribute to us. And if we just see them as the family cat, the family dog, the horse in the paddock, the cows, you know, it's like we're missing a huge part of what they desire to contribute to our life, living and future. You know, for instance, a lot of people assume you've got animals, they cost you money. Well, did you know that you could ask your animals to bring you money? And they will. Who knows?
What do you mean, Viv? How, yeah, exactly. How do they do that, Viv? Do I have to sell them in order to get money from them?
Okay, get out there, go to work, come home after 9 hours of work. So, you know, we're going to have conversations like animals and entities, introducing a baby to the family, you know, introducing another pack member, dealing with difficult situations, vets, you know, visits to the vets, behavioral quote unquote issues, preparing for adjusting to an older animal, you know, and then the transition. So we're literally going from woe to go and everything in between. So very much what you said, Susie, the class is very much also catered to the people who are on that are asking questions, because it's your questions that lead the class. And often the animals are communicating through you, but don't tell anybody that. So yes, that's I'm really, really looking forward to this adventure, because I also gain something out of every conversation. Susie is an incredible wealth of awareness and information and tips and tools and tricks. So I also learn something from Susie every time I'm on with you as well. And it's very much a journey with all of us. You know, we're on this adventure together. So what else can we receive from each other?
Exactly. I was just going to say thank you, Viv, for that. And of course, you know, everybody has their own way of looking at things. And I love what you bring to the table, Viv. And I don't see you as like knowing less than me or anything like that. It's more like we all just have so many different things to offer. And that I love anyway. You know, nobody knows everything. And it's not about that. It's really more about just the idea that you can truly, truly look at life in so many different ways. And, you know, there are no wrong ways, there are no right ways. It's really just to consider possibilities, and that's it, you know. So there are so many different ways to look at something, and we all bring our own version to the table, you know, and I love that. So, and like Viv said, don't tell anyone, but the animals are going to be part of this.
I'm just adding the link to our chat. Yes, absolutely. And the thing I love too, how we've set this up, Susie, is there's lots of space between the topics. So, you know, say you join on month 2 and you're interested in the topic on month 2, and then we might not see you for another 3 months. You can still, you know, bring your questions to the Zooms. And like you said earlier, Susie, even if they don't feel totally relevant to the topic, consciousness has this most amazing way of leading us. You know, if we're willing to be on this meandering path and follow through all these different, like we say, adventures, and you turn left and go up the hill and then turn right. So if you're willing to let consciousness lead you, which your animals are desiring to lead you, what adventure, what could change, what possibilities could open up for you? And like I say, not just with your animals, but your entire way of interacting with every moment of life. You know, what would it take? What would it take?
Truly.
Quick question, Susie. Can you see the link in the chat? I'm not sure. Yes. Yeah. Okay, great.
I can.
Cool. It said an error. good.
Exactly. And I just actually realized that I didn't put that link in, but I might just go through and add it in the comments on all of these different streaming platforms, just so that it's easy for you guys to find this series if you desire it. And yeah, what else is truly possible if we're willing to be more in tune with our beautiful animals?
Yeah. And even animals that might be coming into your life in the future. You might be a young family that in the future you're thinking about bringing an animal into your life. For me, if I'd have had these tools 10, 15, 20 years ago, you know, I would have had a very different journey and kind of shortcut a lot of the, you know, the behavioral stuff or the issues that I've come up against with animals. But at that point, I didn't have the tools of access and I wasn't sure how to approach it. So, you know, if we can smooth some of the journey out for you and provide you with awareness from day one, like I said at the beginning, why wouldn't you? You know,
exactly.
Are you willing to choose more ease and have a greater bond with your animal, you know, and have a happy household?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You know, I'm so glad you just mentioned that, Viv, because I have, you know, just had a friend visit and she said, God, your animals are so cool and they're so nice and they're so pleasant and they're so lovable and they're so this and they're those. And I was like, okay, you know, but to me, it was almost like, well, isn't that normal? You know, but you know, she does a lot of volunteer work at shelters and things like that, so she sees probably a lot of, you know, also not so well behaved dogs and other animals as well. But what you just said is also so true with the tools. You know, you start to really create your life with your animals in a different way. And I have to admit that, you know, I can see now that my energy, my way of being with them has created something here that is unique to me, you know, but also works for me. And I think that's the part where everybody can have an energy around them that actually contributes to them in the lifestyle that they want to have. But a lot of times, you know, people choose an animal by the looks of it or the breed instead of really paying attention to what works here, you know, what fits into my lifestyle, what actually creates more for me too. Because one of the things is I would like to have animals around me that I never think about wanting to give away again. You know, I don't want to have to be in a situation where I feel like I can't handle this, I need to give this animal away. So to me, the creation is something that should be a collaboration with everybody involved, the animals too. And so making that work from day one is really a huge contribution to your life, you know. So yeah. So thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah. And, you know, for me, if you are somebody thinking of, or you do have an animal living in your domestic situation, what would it take for it to be way more peace and relaxation and ease, you know, where you sometimes I come across what people tolerate and put up with animals because they don't know how to change that. And it, you know, and it can create a lot of added pressure or stress within the household that is not necessary. So, you know, imagine having really simple, pragmatic, potent tools that actually work and you have them in your fingertips. This isn't having to refer to somebody else or learn a method or whatever. This is everything Susie and I desire to contribute is so that you have the tools straight away to be able to begin to facilitate a greater possibility. So how does it get any better? So we start in, I'm ahead of you, I'm in the future. We start in a handful of days. It's 4 days, I think, for me. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So 3 days for me. Yeah.
Yep. So it's exciting.
It is exciting. So thank you, everybody, for joining us now or in the future. And Susie, if people can't, you know, say they watch this in the future, are they going to be able to buy back episodes or can they purchase this after the fact, maybe a year
Absolutely.
after the fact?
Yeah, absolutely. This will be available, and you can catch up, and you can purchase just one, or like Viv mentioned earlier, all of them with a discount. Either way, whatever works for you. So this is just our contribution to really looking at living with our animals. From, like you said so beautifully, woe to go.
Yeah, well to go. And the enjoyment of having animals in your life, even if it's the neighbor's dog that you chat with and maybe take for a walk every now and then. Thank you so much, Susie. How does it get any better? And I look
How
forward to
does it?
seeing you on call 1.
Yes. Thank you,
I don't
Viv.
remember the title off the top of my head. Do you remember what the title is?
Yeah, it is actually about like choosing the animal that works for you. What energy, what do you want to look at to pick an animal that actually works for your household, not by looks, not by breed, but actually by the energy and by what might work.
Yes. Fabulous, my friend. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We look forward to seeing you again soon. And may the horse be with you.
Thanks, Viv. Bye, everybody.